Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello, everybody in between and outside. It's Ian, the Off Kilter Crafter, and I hope you're having a great Sunday, everyone. Thanks for once again joining me on a Sunday. And as we start getting closer and closer to the time of my move, by the way, it's September 1st, by the way, and this is the month that I'm moving. So, scary. I am nowhere near ready. I'm looking at the mountain of boxes off camera that you cannot see, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. It's just, Siri, I was not talking to you, sir. Siri decided to pipe up and say, I didn't understand that. Anywho, so hope everybody's having a great day. Now this Siri is deciding to try and talk to me. Siri, go away, please.
Sure, Trent.
My gosh, I don't know.
I won't.
Okay, goodbye. I don't know what's happening here. Apparently all the devices are just deciding that they want to start talking. Hopefully I didn't trigger yours as well. But anyways, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. We've got a lot of people in chat today saying hello. Banana Joe is here. Jacqueline's here. Ellen's here. Joan, Brenda, Melissa, Paula, Judy, Kathy, Doombugs. I don't think I've seen you here before, but if you have been here before, I apologize. Betty, Catherine, Donna Bogart, Pat Strawhouse, good to see you. Flicky Cheeky is here, good day to you. Roxanne, Donna Toback, Karen Owen, hello. Karen Owen says, hi Ian, I'm in September mode today. Well, I hope, I'm kind of getting into that spooky time of year. I'm super excited for spooky time. Melina, good to see you. Susie, good to see you as well. Lindsay, Candace, So Fun Creations, good to see you. Kathy, Cindy, Melissa, wonderful to have all of you in here today, guys. Thank you so much for being here today, and I really appreciate all of your love and support as always. I do want to give a shout out to Brenda. I saw Brenda says, hi everyone, sitting here doing a little sewing before hip surgery on Thursday. Brenda, I hope everything goes well with that surgery. Hip surgeries are no fun. I watched my mom do 2 of them, so I hope everything goes well with that. Let's see here. All right, so what are you doing?
Something went wrong.
Obviously, apparently the S word is saying that something went wrong. Go, Siri, stop listening.
Do you want me to stop listening for my name?
Oh my gosh. Cancel. Am I going to have to
I'll leave Hey Siri turned on.
Thank you very much. Am I going to have to unplug my devices? That's what it sounds like today. Goodness gracious. Banana Joe is in her birthday month. Woo woo! Excellent, excellent. So glad that it is your birthday and you're turning 29, right? All right, so crazy. I apologize. That's the whole S name has gotten me thrown off because I've got one talking to me over there. My iPad is doing one over here, and I'm just like, what is going on? They are just not listening. Beth is in the chat. Woo woo! Beth from Goody Goods is here. Don't forget, guys, if you use the code Ian15 over on, I think it was Ian15, right? Beth, if you head over to Beth's site and want her to do some long arming for you, that code is still good. It's good through the end of the year. So use code Ian15 whenever you are asking for long arming services, and you'll get 15% off your service. I'm just not. What is happening today? I'm just. Apparently I'm just off the rails as always. All right, anywho, so yeah, the S says home screen, right? Okay, so it's a holiday weekend here in the United States, and it is Labor Day weekend, and that is the unofficial end to summer, but that's also a lot of sales across the country for quilt shops. And I did go to Sew It Up Bernina in Hearst, and I had a punch card with them. So if you spent like $20, they would punch your card, and if you filled up the punch card, they gave you $20 in store credit, basically, that you could use towards the purchase of whatever you want. So since I'm going to be heading out of Texas, I had a full punch card and I needed to use that punch card. So I went back and they are doing a 20% off sale on fabrics, and I think even some of their like Bernina feet and other accessories are discounted as well. So I used this opportunity to do a little shopping, and I've ever since I got my 770, it came with what is that? 6 bobbins. So I've been using 6 bobbins this entire time. I've not needed any more than 6 bobbins. But in the future, I'm sure I will use more bobbins. And so I wanted to get a nice bobbin carrying case. And so I also got some more bobbins, as you can see there. So this is actually a 3D printed case. Look at that handle, or a lock. It's pretty cool. I'm so happy you're here, Bev. Donna, it is the S one, not the A one, the S one. KMB Stitches says, hey Ian, my 40th birthday is today, and I'm in the hospital because I had emergency surgery at 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're here to keep me company. I hope you get to feeling better, and I hope that everything went well with the surgery. Goodness gracious. So I hope you get to feeling better very soon. So this is Sewed Up Bernina. They made their own cases. This is a 3D printed case. All of this was 3D printed. And it is pretty awesome. So I actually bought one of these because I wanted it. And it was on sale. So I did go ahead and purchase this. I'm super excited about that. And then I also purchased the bobbins to go. I know, right, Lindsay? Lindsay says you can never have too many bobbins. I really like this case. Like I said, it's all 3D printed too. So it feels like I'm a huge 3D printer nerd. For one of my jobs, I used to work very extensively with 3D printing. So I love that this is all 3D printed. And I love it changes colors too. Can you see that? It like, as the light shifts and it changes colors with it. So it's pretty cool. I love it. Jackie's here and she says, hi all, finally getting a chance to sit down. Excellent. Karen says, I just got in from doing some yard work, ready to sew something. Me too. I'm ready to sew something as well. So along with the fabric sale, that included their Tula as well. So the Tula was 20% off. By the way, Sew It Up Bernina will be open on Monday as well. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and need a place to go on Monday for 20% off fabric, go to Sew It Up Bernina. They have some pretty good fabric there. So I also bought a little more Tula because I couldn't pass it up. They still had some of the Nightshade Deja Vu. So I picked up some more. This is one of my favorite prints from Tula. It's those apothecary jars. So I bought a yard. It's actually, yeah, this is a yard. I bought a yard of this. And then I can't help but I can't pass up the cameos. I love the cameos whenever I see them, and it's a rarity for me to pass them up. So I bought a yard and a quarter of the cameos because they're just too cool. They're one of my favorite prints from Tula. They're big. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I feel like I can use the cameos in fun ways, and so I wanted some more of these. What I may do is I may put this in like a very tightly sealed envelope and save it for like 50 years from now when these prints are long out of print and can sell them for $500 each or something like that. I don't know. So I just keep one case full of bobbins, white thread that I use for piecing. Lindsay, I know a lot of people who fill up a lot of bobbins with just their normal piecing thread. So yeah, that's a good idea. Flicky Chicky is listening and debating on a nap after working overnight. I think you should take a nap. I think you should absolutely take a nap. I can't take naps. Every time I take a nap, I feel worse afterwards. So if you can take a nap, I would do that. Right, yeah, Karen, more to pack. Exactly. Pat says, hello all from Bear, Delaware. I didn't know that there was a Bear, Delaware. This month is also my birthday month. Happy birthday to you. I'll be 78 on the 28th, buying myself a Moxie XL with the little foot frame. Awesome. That's going to be a great birthday present for you. KMB Stitches says, I love that two line. Isn't it great? I love them so much. I got the, Banana Joe says, I got the cameo print of Frida a few months ago. Oh, excellent. I saved a lot of money by going there on the sale, because like a yard and a quarter would have been $14.61, and it was $11.69. So, and that the sewed up Bernina accessory bobbin box is originally $24.99, and I got it for $19.99. So I saved a lot of money. Plus, I got to use that $20 punch card, and so that saved me even more money. So what would have been an expensive trip became a little less expensive. So, boy. So, what are we going to do today? Today, I forgot. Down in the description of this video, if you were with me last week, we worked on that Texas quilt. And if you would like to purchase that panel that I showed, the name is escaping me in this moment, but one of y'all found that a place in San Antonio has that panel available. There are only 8 available. So if you want to purchase it, I would recommend doing it now, because there's only 8 available, and I've put the link to that shop in this in the description of this video. So if you would like that panel, head over there and purchase that panel immediately, because it is going to sell out very soon now that it has been found. So if you would like it, go ahead and grab it. And yeah, so that's down there. And thank you. The name is escaping me in this moment, but thank you for finding it and putting it out there. So, oh, Auntie L, thank you so much. Auntie L was the one that found it. Thank you for finding that, by the way. All right, so today we're going to be working on, I didn't know what to do. I'm in this weird place where I don't really want to start any projects, because I don't want to be in the middle of something when I need to move. We still have 3 more weekends before the final broadcast, which on that final broadcast, by the way, we're going to be opening up. I did receive both the Halloween Boo Box from Open Gate Quilts. I did receive that one this week. And the Ginger Quilters Mega Halloween Box. I received both of those. They are here and ready to go, but I wanted to do them on the last broadcast from Texas, because my table will be gone, my sewing machine will be packed up, like a lot of my stuff is going to not be here, so I figured we could hang out and open up those mystery boxes and see what's inside. I figured that would be a good kind of way to spend some time together and all that. So I do have my boxes. It is taking all the effort not to open the boxes. They're sitting off camera here, and I really, really want to open them, but I am not going to. I am going to wait until later this month. So it'll go fast. It'll go fast. So yes, Jackie, I am so glad that Auntie L found the panel as well. I felt bad for not knowing where it was available or if it was available, but Auntie L used her like FBI skills to sleuth it out for us. So like I said, if you're interested in that, go buy it. 8 left the last time I looked. It may be even less now. Now that I've said it, it may be even less than that. So I'm just going to refresh really quick and see. Nope, still 8 available. So there are still some available. Today, I'm going to be working with some strips. My mom actually gave me this fabric. I believe it came from Hobby Lobby. And she gave it to me a few years ago. It's been a while, so this fabric is probably not available anymore. I don't know the line. I don't know anything. I just know that it came from Hobby Lobby, and they were fat quarter bundles. She gave me 2 of them. I've kind of used one, so what you're seeing here is this is a fat quarter that I've cut into 2.5-inch strips. And then you'll notice that this one's a little shorter, so it's a little... You'll notice that this is a little shorter. In fact, some of the pieces are even shorter than what you see here. And that's because I used one of the fat quarters, but I didn't use all of it. And then I hadn't even touched one of them. So we're going to work with 2 different lengths of fabric today, and I didn't know what to do with it. So What I'm going to do is basically do a jelly roll race, except it's not a full jelly roll. I'm hoping this will be big enough to make a baby-sized quilt, because I think that's about the only thing that I'm going to be able to get out of it is a baby-sized quilt, maybe a table runner or something like that. But today what we're going to do is we're just going to sew these together and sew these strips together, and we'll see what we can end up making with it. It may even be small. It may be so small that we just make Hemingway pouches out, or Hemingway or Holland pouches out of the fabric that we make sewing it all together. So I don't know what's going to happen. I've had this fabric sitting out for a while and I'm like, I need to do something with it. So let's get to it. Banana Joe says, I have 2 sisters and a few cousin aunts and uncles who all have birthdays in September. Awesome. Let's see. Lindsay says, I'm working on a small quilt from the 2002 Fat Quarter Box Shop Boo Box. I got the Fat Quarter Shop Boo Box last year. It was okay. Personally, it wasn't my favorite box, and I decided that I wasn't going to order it again this year. It was fine, but it just wasn't my cup of tea, and that is totally okay, but it is what it is, right? However, speaking of the Open Gate quilt, there was a project from that one that I didn't end up working on, and I figured I would do a giveaway with it, so that way you can be getting ready for Halloween, since we are now officially in September and spooky season. So I'm going to do a giveaway using this. This is the Halloween Bats and Boos. It is a little like hanging thing. Kristen, thank you so much for Kristen, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. And it does even come with a little hanger as well. So I'm going to give this kit away today. It looks like this when you assemble it. There is some applique. I'm trying to get the reflection off of it. There you go. It does have some applique in it, and it does have some hand stitching in it. I believe everything is included in this kit, but we're going to do a giveaway with this today if you would like to do it. Alice, good to see you. Hello from Florida. Hello. Judy's asking how much more packing I have to do. A lot. I went and got more boxes from Home Depot yesterday, and I need to go back and get some more. I'm in that really weird spot where I need to pack, but I also still need things out to use. So I have gotten a lot of packing done. It's just going to take some more. So Jackie says, my new machine was delivered on Wednesday. Woo woo! Today is the first time trying it, stitching 1/2-inch squares from my Hey Boo and Mona into a zippered bag. Excellent. That's awesome. Monkey Man, who is Mariah. I'm working on the In Pieces quilt from Stephanie Stitch's channel. Awesome. It is a cute kit. Susie says, my daughter's birthday is today. Woo woo! Happy birthday! All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get this raffle going. This is, or this giveaway, excuse me. This giveaway is only for the US. I am so sorry, international folks. I love y'all to death. Please do not hate me. But shipping items like that across borders gets complicated and expensive. So I do apologize. This is only for the US due to all of that. So I am going to open up the giveaway, and it is for US. Please, I do apologize. Guys, I love y'all. International folks, I really do love y'all. It just gets complicated. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the giveaway. The giveaway has started, so go ahead and type !raffle in the chat, and you can go ahead and get your entry into the giveaway. September babies are the best, says September Baby. I love this wonderful username for September Baby. Yvette says, hello from Pensacola Beach, Florida. I moved from Colorado to Florida last year, so I understand your anxiety over your sewing stuff. Yeah, it is a lot to pack. It is a lot to pack. It is a lot to do. And it's nerve-wracking. It's just absolutely nerve-wracking. So I'm actually going to change out my foot really quick because the chat is going absolutely crazy with all the tickets and entries into... Wait, that's not the foot I want. So I'm going to do this like a traditional jelly roll race where you attach the ends all together. And to do that, I do it on the 45 diagonal. And to do that without too much effort, I use the, which foot is this? The 1D foot, because it has the center line guide, so I can see exactly where I need to line everything up. Pat Strawhouse says, can I have the kit sent to a friend in VA if I win? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. And if you have an address, if you are international and you have an address in the United States that you want to send it to, 100%, that can happen. I can absolutely do that. I just can't ship to, over borders. Because there was one time, so when I went to the UK back in 2016, I believe, I stayed with some wonderful Airbnb hosts. And as a thank you, I actually bought biscuits and gravy mix for them and sent it to them. And I sent it in a small flat rate envelope. And just sending a packet of gravy mix and a packet of gravy mix and a packet of biscuit mix was like $35 or something ridiculous. So, did I do that wrong? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I did that wrong or right. No, I didn't. I don't know what I'm talking about. Why is that one? I don't know. We're just gonna go. We're not gonna question. We're not gonna plan this out. We're just gonna sew. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna sew. Doesn't matter what it looks like. The colors are gonna end up next to each other anyways. It's fine, right? Like, let's just focus in on getting this done. I tend to get stuck in my head a lot where I'm like, well, I don't want colors touching each other. Like, I don't want it to be blah and blah. And I'm like, just so. If two of the same fabric ends up next to each other, oh freaking well, It's all about just getting the project done. Get the project done. So, how's everybody's week been? Like I said, I've been very busy with packing. After the live stream, I'm going to start working on clothing. I obviously want to pack some of my clothing in suitcases so that way I can take them with me. And then, of course, I won't be able to pack all the clothing, and so some of it will need to get put on the truck, on the moving truck. So, and of course, I've also heard horror stories this week. A friend called me up and said that their friend was moving, and the movers were late, and they started packing everything up, and like at 1 a.m., they're like, oh, we need more money because you had X amount of, room, and you're exceeding that, so we need more money now, which of course freaks me out because I'm like, I can't have that happen. I don't want that to happen. So I'm a little on edge, and like I'm gonna be contacting my moving company next week and being like everything's good, right? Like everything's good. The guy even came out and he surveyed all of my stuff. So hopefully everything's good, but I'm definitely contacting them next week being like, I just need to make sure like everything's good, right? Like no more money is going to be coming out, right? So it's just all those things that make you nervous, I don't know if that made any sense at all. Banana Joe says it is still hot and humid. It is hot and humid here. Lindsay says, Ian, you are so fun to listen to. You sound like me when I sew. Right, Lindsay? I mean, all these thoughts come into my head, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But that's why I say normal is just a setting on the dryer, because let's face it, normal is literally just a setting on the dryer. We all go into our head sometimes. Sammy says, shipping is crazy. It cost me almost $30 to ship a top off to a long armor. It should not cost that much. I don't understand why. I sent a quilt to, I believe, Tracy, and I measured how much the box weighed, and it got to her, and they demanded another $50, I think it was, from her in order to pick up the quilt. And I'm like, what the heck? And apparently I had put the correct weight, but the size of the box was not correct, which I'm like, what the heck? It should not have cost $80 to send this box, but, you know, I did refund her money for shipping because that was ridiculous. Like, she should not have had to pay that at all. It should have been on me when I shipped it off, but I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird situation, and it just kind of sometimes it feels a little bit like extortion, right? Yeah, Cindy, I'm definitely going to double check with the movers and just make sure that we've got everything good. Yes, Catherine, I am keeping track of what's in each box. I have not officially taped, like I've put stuff into boxes, but I haven't officially taped them up yet because I am going to make an inventory of what's in the boxes and stuff like that. Some of my boxes will have air tags in them because I want to keep track of where they actually are as opposed to where I'm being told they are. Stuff like that, so. Joyce says, hey Ian and everyone, been lurking. Welcome, Joyce. Good to have you here. See, I don't know how I ended up with the same fabric next to each other. But again, we're just going to pretend like it doesn't matter because it really doesn't. Nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to die. Everything's going to be okay. Judy says, yes, made a lot of sense. If I ever move, I will probably hire movers too. I have too much stuff. I have too much stuff, and I'm in a freaking one-bedroom apartment. Like, I definitely, like I said, and I think I've said this on the live stream before, but I'm definitely giving myself permission to throw stuff away. Throw stuff away and move on with my life, you know? Whoa! Catherine says, I sent a quilt to my brother in Alaska. $200. That is ridiculous. I understand that it is a long haul, but $200 for a quilt? No, thank you. No, thank you. $200. What are they smoking? Just weird. What's funny is I went to the post office because I thought it would be cheaper and that it would, you know, I thought it was going to be cheaper and still get there on time. It was late, and if I had just gone to UPS, it would have been there sooner and for cheaper. Isn't that hilarious? Like, if I'd just gone to UPS, it would have been cheaper and gotten there on time. A list on the box and also the same list in your notebook. So Banana Joe, interestingly enough, they say not to put a list on the outside of your box because then you're just advertising what's in the box. So some of the things that I have are the product boxes. Like for instance, my Instant Pot that has pictures all on the outside of what it is. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm not gonna, you know, put it in another box or anything. So it's gonna go as is, but you know, that's fine. But things that I pack up, I am not putting a list on the outside because I don't want to advertise what's inside. Banana Joe says, Catherine, it would have been cheaper to go yourself, right? Like, I'm pretty sure a round trip ticket to and from Alaska would have been cheaper. Exactly, so Terry. Don't want to tempt the movers. So I don't, yeah, I'm not listing anything on the outside. I'm just making a list so that I know what it is and putting it on my computer. Inside the box. Gotcha. Gotcha. You meant inside the box. That makes a lot more sense. Ellen says, I sell on eBay. I don't want to talk about shipping costs right now, right? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Lynn says, I have found the best way to ship a quilt is to put it in a vacuum sealed bag and shove it in a flat rate box. Quilts can be ironed or shaken upon arrival or washed. Yeah, I will definitely be doing that from now on. And I will be going to UPS because this, I'm done. I'm done with the post office for things like that. Today's prize will go out via USPS, but like 90% of the stuff I'm sending through UPS. Once I caught them foraging my TV in the, forgetting my TV in the truck, like I would miss. Gosh. Goodness gracious. Yep, Sammy, not going to put it on the outside. Thankfully, I'm going with a reputable company that I feel fairly secure with. But of course, I'm being as vigilant as possible. So that way makes it hopefully easier for me, and hopefully they don't decide to do anything. Pat says you could add a label to your Instant Pot as something less tempting. It would be great, except for the fact that the entire box is plastered as the Instant Pot. So, you know, it's going to go on the truck. If they decide to do something with it, then, you know, I have a record that it made it on the truck and the company can pay for it. Lindsay says USPS has so many problems right now since COVID. It seems like mail just keeps stacking up and having problems and everything else. So yeah, it's ever since COVID started, it just has not been great. It has not been great, to be honest. Gil says, you'll be looking after your sewing machines. Yes, I am putting all of my sewing machines in my, I'm renting a van, like a Chrysler van, to travel. So yes, I will be looking after my own machines. I am not putting them on the truck. So yeah. I am so glad when I moved 2,500 miles, I just had to tow package on my SUV and pulled a small U-Haul trailer. That is a great way to do that. Right? So Terry says, like seriously, once you drive away, I won't know who took my TV. You just moved me, right? That seems rather dumb. Seems like they may not have been the brightest bulbs in the bunch. Just saying. That's true. Judy, I do have insurance. I did purchase the insurance. Tabitha says I could wrap the Instant Pot with other things like in brown paper. That's a good point. I could do that. Catherine, just subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing, Catherine. Let's see. Debbie says, hey y'all. Hey, good to see you. Flicky Cheeky says, my mail in LA has been fine. FedEx, however, has been ridiculous. Let's see here. Come here. All right. Yeah, the mail has been... I sent a package to Cotton Cuts. Here's the funny thing. If you are on their Facebook page, I sent a package to Cotton Cuts, that zippered pouch that we worked on a couple of weeks ago. Sent that to them. If it had been delivered on time, it would have been fine. But the post office took their time, and it was late for delivery, and so by the time it got to Cotton Cuts, they had already moved. So the post office is like, oh, they moved, so we couldn't deliver it, and they sent it back to me. If you had sent it, if you had gotten there on time, it wouldn't have been a problem. Now, would it have? Sorry, I'm being real, bitter today, aren't I? Sammy says, at least if it's an Instant Pot and goes missing, they'll easily replace it, whereas something quilting stuff, quilts are not as easy to replace. Absolutely. My quilts are not going on the truck. My sewing machines aren't going on the truck. Stuff like that. Instant Pot, like, I'm not as worried about, because again, if they lose it, they get to pay for it. And I can always buy another one. As opposed to quilts and machines that are going to go with me. What? Sky says it's been announced that USPS will be delivering less days in rural areas, so we will only get mail 2 to 3 times a week. Goodness gracious, that's ridiculous. And my parents tell me, well, my mom told me, my grandparents told me also, that they used to get mail twice a day. There would be a morning run and an evening run. And now some people won't even get it but 2 or 3 times. Oof, Jackie, that sucks. Make sure the insurance covers replacement cost. When we moved, they only offered a 25% replacement value. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I will be, like I said, I'm going to contact my movers this week and just double check on everything. Just double check everything. I just love that quilt behind you, says Joyce. Thank you. I do too. I like it a lot. This one will be going, in fact, this week, I'm going to ship it off to Austin. Amy was kind enough to offer to take care of my quilts for me. So she's going to get them put into the Austin Quilt Show. I entered them and everything, but she's going to deliver them for me. So they will be in the Austin Quilt Show. So if you're in that area, make sure to check it out. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you, Sky. UPS. Yeah, USPS. I got you. Apparently, I'm stuttering again today. Go figure. Arlie says, where do y'all recommend buying zipper tape and pulls? I'm getting ready to venture into making a Hemingway pouch. I got my zippers and pulls from a company called, where'd my notepad go? They sent me a free notepad. Bedazzlesupplies.com, and also it's on, the only reason I know this is because it was on the floor. Modernfabricshop.com. So My Happy Handbag and modernfabricshop.com. Check out those locations for zippers and pulls because they're great. Linda's here. She says, hi, Ian. Hello, everyone. Having a grand girls visit this afternoon. We're looking up and studying gemstones. Thought I would say hello while she's with Papa collecting chicken eggs. Awesome. Good to see you. Hope y'all are having fun doing that. I am excited for another day off tomorrow. 3-day weekends are the best. So excited for another day off tomorrow. Going to be running errands and visiting friends, but it will so be worth it. right? One less quilt to move. Yep. But I do have a pile of quilts that I'll be moving. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I have so many quilts that I am going to be moving. But yeah, 3 of my quilts will be in Austin. I'll have the one behind me, the Queen of Ween will be in Austin, Daydreamer Butterfly Effect will be in Austin, and my 4-letter banana quilt will be in Austin. Mary's here and she says, hi Ian, first live viewing. Welcome, so glad to have you here, and I hope you enjoy the live streams. Monday, don't forget everyone, Monday will be the Clue 2 from Wild West, so that'll be coming out here on my channel. And then on Tuesday, my monthly recap for August will be coming out. I decided to delay it a couple of days because I have the live stream today, the Cotton Cuts Clue coming out tomorrow, so Tuesday of next week will be the video will go live for the August recap video. So make sure to check that out. If you are a channel member though, you do already have access to the monthly recap video. So if you are a channel member, you do have access to it and you can watch it right now. Dale says, I remember twice a day mail. Now with most done online, I rarely, I think is what she meant to say, get mail through snail mail anymore. Yep. There are some, excuse me, there are some days that my mailbox is completely empty. Let's see. Mariah asks, what size zippers do y'all buy? I get the... What is that? Is that the 5? Shoot, I don't remember. I would have to go look at one of my orders to remember for sure. I think... It's either the number 3 or the number 5. I can't remember which one is which. Shoot, I don't remember. Let's see here. I'm like looking through the chat because there's several raffle messages, and so it's hard for me to find the chat messages sometimes. By the way, guys, if y'all ever have a question directly for me, feel free to do the @ symbol and my channel name, because that will, if you're on a computer, that will bring up, it'll highlight it in red, so that way it catches my eye. If you're not on a computer, for some reason, YouTube hasn't done that on mobile or iPad, so I don't know why. It seems like an easy feature to add, but they just haven't done it yet. So if you're not on a computer, it will not highlight my name. But like I said, if you are on a computer, you can highlight my name that way. Yes, Cindy, thank you. Sandra is asking, I believe, let me see if I can find Sandra's question. Sandra. I believe Sandra was asking about the quilt behind me, and yes, that is an Open Gates quilt. It was the Halloween Boo Box from 2023. That's why I'm so excited for the 2024, because it was so good last year. But yes, this was the, Monique called it the My Queen quilt, but the name of the fabric line is the Queen of Ween, and so I decided to call the quilt itself the Queen of Ween, because, I mean, it makes sense. Jackie says Hemingway is a number 5 zipper. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Sammy says she sees mail once a week, and 90% or more is junk mail. That's pretty much how it is for me, too. Junk mail or mail for the previous tenant of this apartment. I get so much mail for the previous person that lived in this apartment. I don't know why. I have returned to shipper, or returned to sender over and over and over again, and none of it seems to stop. I actually bought a self-inking stamp because I was getting so much of their mail that I was like, guys, this person is no longer here. Oh, thank you, Lynn. That's great to know. Number 3 is for dressmakers. Number 5 is for bags. Thank you so much. That's a great way to remember that. 3 for dressmakers, 5 for bags. So it is a number 5 zipper. I thought it was 5, but I was worried about saying that. So good to know. Don't forget, on Thursday, Cotton Cuts, they said that they are going to show off the Holland bag that I made for them. So don't forget to watch their live stream, 9:30 Central Time on Thursday. They're going to show off the bag and talk about it. So make sure to tune in to their live stream for that. Pat Strawhouse says, yes, the @ symbol works on iPads. What? It hasn't worked on my phone, but apparently it works on iPads. That's awesome. Last time I tried it didn't, but they must have updated something. Right, Judy? Judy says if they stopped delivering junk mail, we wouldn't get mail every day. Feels that way, doesn't it? Karen says, I bought my house 22 years ago and still get mail for the previous owner. Good Lord, 22 years. You would think they would give up by that point. Apparently not. Apparently not. Tabitha says, I still receive mail for my ex. He hasn't lived here in 11 years and has been dead over 7 years. Goodness gracious. I remember when Dad passed away, we got phone calls for him all the time. We would get phone calls for him, and I would answer the phone, and I always knew it was, what do they call junk mail for phones? Like a scam call or a spam call or whatever. And I would, how did I end up? I must have missed something somewhere because I've somehow managed to, I had offset these so that way they were not the same, but they've like lined up. So I must have grabbed from the wrong pile a couple too many times. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anywho, they would call for my dad, and it was so funny to be like, you know, they would ask for him, and I'd be like, oh, he's dead. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, what do you want? He's dead. They're like, oh, never mind. Okay, bye. Lynn says, your interview with Cotton Cuts was great. I really enjoyed it when I had the chance to see it yesterday. Awesome. They have asked for me to hang out with them again on a live stream. I'm waiting to find out when they want to do it. And obviously, like, I've got the move and everything going on. So don't know when we're going to get a chance to do that, but hopefully we'll be able to do that again. Brenda says, I got a warranty renewal notice for my car I haven't had for 8 years, and they just don't get it. Oh my gosh. Telemarketing, thank you. Telemarketing call, thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Dad would get telemarketing calls after he was dead, and it was always fun to tell them, he's dead. They're like, oh, sorry? Like, yep. Is this a short or a long one? This looks like a short one. Frank says Jan passed in 11 and still get mail for her. Goodness gracious. Tammy is asking, has everyone booked their hotel for QuiltCon? Yes. QuiltCon yet. I have gotten we're doing an Airbnb, So have gotten the reservation made. I have not booked the flight yet. Becca and I obviously will be traveling together since we live so close to each other. We will be traveling together, but we have not bought that plane ticket yet. Yeah, I think I may have like skipped a lot because these piles should have been equal and they're not. Anywho, we haven't bought our plane ticket yet because I have a Google alert set for the price. So when it drops, I'll know. And usually ticket prices are best 90, 60 days out. So we're kind of waiting until the prices drop a little bit. Lindsay says, I got a parking ticket on a car I hadn't owned in like 5 years. Goodness gracious. You would think that the records would have been updated to reflect that, but... Roseanne asks, what am I making? I am using, so this was some fabric that I had gotten from my mom. My mom gave it to me. She bought it at Hobby Lobby years ago, and I just didn't know what to do with this fabric. It's great fabric, but I just didn't know what to make using it. And so I cut it, they were fat quarter, it was 2 fat quarter bundles. So I cut each one into 2.5-inch strips, and I'm just sewing them all together kind of like a jelly roll race. And then I'm gonna see how big I think it might make a baby quilt, I think, but I just have to see like how big it ends up being. So we'll see. Tabitha says, I would get the same type of calls for my dead ex, and my response would be the same as yours, he's dead. Yeah, it really throws them when that happens. It's kind of funny. Like, Def isn't funny, but their reactions were always kind of comical. Sandra says, thank you for answering my question, Ian. Great looking quilt. Thank you. Cindy says, good morning. Good morning. Oop, I almost put this the wrong way. Guys, don't forget, use exclamation point raffle if you haven't already. I'm giving away the Bats and Boo wall hanging kit. This was from the 2023 Open Gate quilts. I just never got around to making it, and honestly, applique is not my thing, so I would much rather it go to somebody who is gonna love it. So it does have applique. It is US only, please. Shipping costs to overseas is pretty expensive, so we're just doing US. If you have somebody in the United States that I could send it to instead, that's totally fine. I am great with that. But it needs to be a US-based address for me to send it to, if that makes sense. This weekend has been pretty busy because Friday night, my chosen family, we had an adults-only going away party for me. They threw me a going away party, which was awesome. It was so kind of them. And so I had my chosen family there, and we all hung out, had a great time. We played a board, because this group of friends, we used to play board games. That's how we kind of got started, was we would play board games, card games, stuff like that. And so we had a great time hanging out, and we had dinner and just chatted, and they gave me a scrapbook with all of the like a lot of photos that they had taken, my nieces and nephews, parties, stuff like that. So it was really sweet. Really enjoyed that, had a lot of fun. And then one of my niece's birthdays was this past week, and so her party was on Saturday, which was really bittersweet because this is like the last birthday party that I'm gonna be able to attend for a while. So I mean, I know I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna come back here and whatnot, but this is gonna be the last one that I'm gonna be able to attend in person for a while. So it was hard. It was good, but it was also hard at the same time. And my nieces and nephews already, I don't think it's quite registered with them, same way that it hasn't quite registered with me. Yeah. Cindy says, did you tell your mom yet? Yes, I did tell my mom. She knows what's going on. She knows that I'm going to be moving soon. I need to see her because I have her quilt for Christmas. And then she's also buying one of my computers to save me from having to move it. She's going to buy it and use it. So I've got to see her to drop off the computer and give her the quilt and all that kind of stuff. So lots more to do. So Terry says, the hospital where my sister was treated the week that she died kept calling me regarding a bill. I said when she died, and I'm pretty sure you killed her. Oh gosh, they stopped calling. True story. Wow. Sorry to hear that. I wasn't quite ready to read that. Read that chat message. Sorry, it kind of caught me by surprise. Sandra, make sure no space in between the exclamation point and raffle. No space. Wow, that was weird. I was just interrupted on this live with an advertisement. Oh, yeah, so YouTube puts ads on live streams now. And I don't have as much control as I used to on advertisements and stuff. Basically, if I want to make any money off of a live, I have to put advertisements on it, which is, I know, ridiculous. But it helps me do what I do here on the channel, and without them, it wouldn't feed my fabric habit. Yeah, so I know that the ads are annoying, but it's just one of the things. It's just one of the things. Joni says, I really like USPS informed delivery. The email the pic of whatever's coming to your inbox. Few pics of junk mail. I only go to the mail once a week. That is what happens to mine, since we have a community, obviously, community mailboxes. I check my informed delivery every day, and if I don't see anything interesting or like I have to take care of, it sits in the box. So Terry, no worries. No worries. It was just kind of like, oh gosh, just kind of, I try to read ahead so I know what's coming, but with the dyslexia, sometimes it's hard for me, and so was just kind of surprised by it. No big deal. I mean, death happens, right? So it is pretty, isn't it? So Terry, I love this fabric. It's great. It's great. Tammy says, Ian, I moved out of state away from my family, and it only lasted 6 months. It was too hard for me. Had to move back into my hometown. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested for what's next, I think I'm going to meet a lot of great people. I feel like this move is permanent. I don't feel like I'm going to be going back, but you never know, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Don't know what the future's going to bring. Tammy is asking, does informed delivery cost anything? No, it is actually free from the post office. You can sign up for it through their website, usps.gov. Is it a .gov or .com? But it does not cost anything. A lot of times when you're changing your address, they won't automatically, but they'll ask you if you want to sign up for it. Oh, I didn't realize. Never happened before. No problem. Always willing to support the creators I watch. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that a lot. I really appreciate y'all putting up with the ads and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I know it's annoying. Trust me, I'm the same way when I watch other content on YouTube. The ads annoy me, but I also know that it gives them the money. So it sucks, but you know, that's how content creators make the money on the YouTubes. And again, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. YouTube is not a video platform. YouTube is a advertisement company that just happens to show videos, you know? Banana Joe has been away from home for 40 years. Jackie says, do you think your mom will move closer to you? No, she will not. She loves Texas, and she will be staying here. I don't see her moving anywhere, to be honest. Flicky Chicky, moving across the country for me is basically permanent. No desire whatsoever to return to the middle of the U.S. It's kind of how I feel. Oh man, Tammy says we have several locked P.O. boxes that have been broken into here. Wow, that sucks. This is the part that takes forever, is trimming. This is probably bigger than 1/4 of an inch, but whatever. Whatever. If I had really wanted to, I could have, what am I looking for? Where's my smaller ruler? Sorry guys, everything's everywhere. Everything everywhere all at once. There we go. I was looking for my smaller, ow. I just stubbed my toe. I'm fine. It's all good. Oh, ow, that hurt. What was I saying? I don't remember. Everything is everywhere, and yeah. That thought just went out the window and is gone. Sorry, everyone. Oh boy, that hurt. Yes, I can visit on Zoom. You were right. Tammy, yes, the informed delivery is great. It is a great way to keep track of what's coming in. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay, catch up. Let's see, moved away from family in '93. It was hard, but I like it now. Yeah, I think it's going to be a permanent change. I really do. I don't see myself coming back to the area, at least anytime soon, to live. Visiting, absolutely, but to like live, no. Banana Joe says, ouch, sorry, I'm laughing. Banana Joe, laugh away. It is totally fine. It just, oh, that hurt. That hurt. Ian, just give it longer than I did. I wish I would have stayed a little longer to see what life was like. I would have stayed. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to be staying, but we'll see. If anyone's interested, September is Project Dress-A-Girl 2024's kickoff. Good to know. Debrat. I don't know if I said that right. Says, I see you are sewing on a Bernina. What do you like about it? Looking for a new machine. So the Bernina I started off on a Singer, like a run-of-the-mill Joann's kind of Singer machine. And it was fine. It did what I needed it to do. It was actually my mom's, so I used hers. And then I moved to, I purchased a, get this or not, I purchased at a garage sale a Bernina 440 Aurora, or Aurora 440, however you want to put that. I purchased it for $250. That was an amazing deal. Loved it. It was so much more premium than the Singer. It was just super nice. It was wonderful to sew on. It just felt like a Cadillac. I don't know how to describe it, but the thing worked so smoothly. It was wonderful. Then I upgraded to the 770, and it is freaking awesome. I love how smooth it is. I love the stitches it provides. I love that I have the embroidery unit. I love the computer screen. I just love the way it works. There's something about it that just makes it wonderful. So everybody has their own preferences. I know that a Bernina is not everyone's preference, and I'm not going to force a Bernina on anybody. What I highly recommend is you go test drive them. Just like you would a car, go to your Bernina dealer, go to your Juki dealer, go to your Baby Lock dealer, go to those dealers. Or if you have quilt shows coming up in the not too distant future, go to the different booths. Go to the different booths, talk to them, find out more information, try the machines. That's the biggest thing, is what works for me may not work for you. And it's always important to try the machines out to see what you like. So that's my biggest advice, is go to the dealers and test out their machines. You know, bring something with you. Bring a throwaway project with you, something small, you know, something easy, something like that. Say, I just want to, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. I just need a few minutes to work with it and see if you like it. And I guarantee you, they're not going to stop you. They're not going to be like, no, you can't do that. It's just going, I see that the raffle's done. It's just going to allow you to get a feel for that machine, and I don't see them like being mean about it. So that's my advice. Try it out, go try machines out, see if it's something that you, Banana Joe, thank you. Big hug and a kiss for the toe. Thank you so much. Although it feels, I don't know how I feel about somebody kissing my toe. But no, that's my advice. Try the machines out, see if you like them, go from there. Make your decision off of that. Right. Flicky Chicky says, I think the difference for you is that your hometown is safe. It wasn't for me. Yeah, and I think that's what it is, you know, I think there's a lot of safety. I've literally lived in this part of the world my entire life, and so, you know. Yes, Karen, hold on just a second. I'll get to the raffle. I know it ended. Give me just a minute. I am missing so much chat right now. All right, let's do the raffle. Again, must be present to win. Why is this not updating? Hold on, I've got to refresh my page. Let's see if it's actually... There we go. Okay. So, must be present to win. As soon as you see your name or hear your name called, say anything into the chat, like, yay, I won. Anything like that. Hey, Sister Chicks, good to see you. Sister Chick says, dang, I apparently missed the toe story. No, you missed me stubbing my toe is what happened. You missed me stubbing my toe. All right, so I'm going to pick the winner. Again, just say something in the chat to let me know that you're here. Lori L. Lori L, you have won the raffle. Say something in the chat for me so that way I know you're here. And then, of course, you'll need to email me off kiltercrafterian@gmail.com. You'll need to email me your physical mailing address so I can ship it to you. Okay, cool. Banana Joe says, kiss on the cheeks, Ian. That much better. Kissing the toe would be a little weird. Be a little weird. Kathy says, if I missed part of the story, Kathy. A few years later, they all retired and moved elsewhere. I think they were trying to tell me something. Deb S says, no tushy kissing either, Banana Joe, right? No kisses on the tush. Lori L, let me know that you're here, please. I haven't seen you yet, but that I may have missed you. Lori L. Is Zaza here? Did I miss Zaza? There she is. Zaza says, back from Loch Ness, can't believe I missed the raffle. I'm sorry, Zaza. Unfortunately, it was only open to US because I'm shipping out a whole kit, and shipping can get expensive overseas, as you are very well aware. I haven't seen Lori L. Lori, are you here? Zaza, I actually wanted to go to do the Loch Ness tour when I was there in 2016, but my Airbnb hosts had taken me out to the pubs the night before. I wasn't hungover, but I definitely was not feeling up to getting up at 8 a.m. to go on that tour. Joyce says, Banana Joe, my dad had cheeks with kisses on them. He said that he would kiss his money goodbye. Oh my. Has anybody seen Lori? I have not seen Lori pop up in the chat. Did I miss her? Somebody let me know. If I don't hear from Lori in the next, minute, I'm going to pick another winner. Die, no worries. Okay, not yet. Okay, good. Lori, you got one more minute, and then I'm going to pick another winner. Die, I am working on some fabric that's kind of like a jelly roll race, but it was 2 fat quarter bundles that I had kind of, partially used. This was fabric that my mom gave me. It was from Hobby Lobby several years ago, so I don't even know if it's around anymore. But I'm kind of making a jelly roll race thing with it. I'm hoping it's big enough for a baby quilt because I know it's not going to be big enough for a full-size quilt, but I'm hoping that I can get a baby quilt out of it. If I can't, then I might use it for Hemingway or Holland pouches. No Lori, okay. Somebody else said that they just caught the live. Sorry, I missed your name. I missed your name, but welcome. So glad that you can make it to a live stream. All right, couple more seconds, and then I am going to pick another winner. Thanks, Di. I kind of like it too. It's going to be interesting when it's all said and done, but we'll see. We will see. All right, Lori, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to pick another winner. So I'm going to take you out of here. And we're going to pick another winner. Cross your fingers, it's you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Picked another winner. Claudia Laura. I'm not even going to pronounce that. Let me know that you're here in the chat, Claudia. Again, all you have to do is say, hi, hello, I won. Something like that. And y'all help me. I have a tool here that should show when that person says something in the chat, but sometimes it misses it. So if anybody sees her, let me know. I'm here. She says I'm here. I see you. I see you. Claudia, I see you. Do me a favor, send an email to offkiltercrafterian@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I will get this sent out next week. Claudia, where are you from if you don't mind sharing? What state are you in? You don't have to give city, just state. If you'd like. If you don't want to say that, totally cool too. Thank you, Banana Joe. I do see her too. Appreciate that. Really, really do. She is here. So excited. So excited. A winner is here. California. Excellent. California. You and Flicky Chicky could be friends. I mean, California is a big state, so. Just like Texas. Drive 8 hours and you're still in Texas. And yes, I have done it. I have done it. Woo woo, Claudia. How do you say your last name, I wonder?
Lautenslagger.
Lautenslagger?
Lautenslagger.
Lautenslagger. I'm using my computer to say it, so if that's wrong, sorry. Is it German? I'm guessing it's German. We don't want to repeat of Fallon's big giveaway. Absolutely. Could not believe that. It's bigger than Italy, right? It's crazy. It's also going to be crazy when I move to be in a place that I can hit several states in like a simple afternoon, right? Like I'm used to being in Texas, and to get anywhere else pretty much other than Oklahoma, like it's a good day's drive pretty much. So it's going to be weird to be like, oh yeah, 4 hours and here's 20 states. I exaggerate, but still. So, Kathy says, I've driven 13 hours and still been in Texas. That's crazy, right? Very good, it's correct. Oh, it is German. Okay, cool. Well, it came from the computer. The computer told me how to pronounce it. So I actually took German. Well, I tried to take German as my foreign language in college, but I had to drop because I was going to fail. Being dyslexic, other languages are really hard to learn. So I have a hard enough time with English, so instead I switched to American Sign Language as my foreign language credit. Sandra says, I love watching you, Ian. Your humor is very enjoyable. I'm so glad to hear that. I try to make it fun for everyone. Catherine asks, how long will your drive to Virginia be? I'm actually taking an indirect route to Virginia. So I'm not going straight to Virginia. I'm actually going to visit some friends in a couple of different states. So I'm going to take 3 days to get there because I didn't want to drive. If I was to drive there directly, it would be like 18 hours or something like that. And I did not feel like doing that. So I'm going to take that time over 3 days and drive kind of an indirect path, basically. Alaska, which is bigger than Texas, is a challenge, but talk about a gorgeous scenery. I can imagine. I bet it is absolutely beautiful. Banana Joe says, try Italian. It's easier to read, but harder in grammar, a lot harder. Yeah, yeah. Zaza says, my kids are dyslexic and had readers and scribes for English, but got marked down for spelling mistakes in their foreign language classes. Yep. Yeah. And of course, I tried German, which is like one of the harder languages. German obviously isn't a Romance language, so I did take Latin in high school, so which actually helped with my understanding of root words and origins of words and stuff like that. So it actually surprisingly helped a little bit. But, you know, French is like a Romance language, so it's based off of the Romance language base. So it's a little easier to kind of work with, but not exactly. Let me complete that. I believe, is Alaska the biggest state? I believe Alaska is the largest state, Zaza, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've been in high school geography, so I don't remember. But I believe Alaska is the largest state. Or is it California? Maybe it's, I don't remember. German is fairly easy in that English has a Germanic leaning. I still couldn't get, like, what was hard for me was the gendering, like gender, male, female, neuter, all that kind of stuff, which they do that in Latin as well. But trying to remember how to do that was hard. Kathy says, Ian, I took 3 years of German in high school and maybe 2 years in college, and now in my 70s, I can only remember some basics. That's what happens when you don't use it. That is what happened with my American Sign Language. I loved learning American Sign Language, but I don't use it on a daily basis, so I have lost about 90% of it. Latin is a based language like Greek too. Yep. Alaska is the largest, California is the third. Excellent, thank you. Thank you, Karen. I think isn't it Alaska, Texas, California? I think that's how that goes. Catherine says, I'm from Alaska. Texas and Alaska people tease each other a lot. They do. They really do. Sydney's asking, Ian, are you coming back to Oregon next year for the Sisters Quilt Show? I would like to, because next year is the 50th anniversary. I definitely want to try and put a quilt out there. I would love to actually attend the show as well. I have friends out in that area. It's a beautiful area, great time of year and all that. So possibly, I have a lot on my travel plate for next year. I have QuiltCon in February. I have a couple other smaller trips. I have a couple other smaller trips planned. And then next year, I'm hoping in December to go to Disney World. It's been a long time since I've been there. My friend really wants to go to Disney World together. So looking at possibly going to Disney World in December of next year. So like I said, QuiltCon, a couple other smaller trips, and Disney. I've got to, if I can make a quick trip out to Sisters, I'm going to try it. Lindsay, yes, Texas is second. So it's Alaska, Texas, California for largest states. Population, that's a different story. Karen says once the governor of Texas claimed it to be the biggest, the governor of Alaska threatened to cut the state in half to make Texas the third largest state. That's funny. Di says, if you come in, I go too. I'm a few hours from there. Okay. So if I, Di, if I end up coming out to Sisters, I will let you know. California is more in length versus width. Alaska and Texas are more glorified squares. That's a good way to put that. That is a good way to put that. Banana Joe, you have to remember that English was under the French for 300 years. Yep, that is true. We had to learn Latin where our words were rooted. Just tell us we believe you. Hey, GG Quills, good to see you. Not Scotland, we keep them out. Not Scotland. Cindy says, I live in Eugene, Oregon. Sounds very busy, but if you do make it, I would love to meet you in person. If I make it out to Sisters, I will definitely let everybody know. It's kind of, I'm trying to see if I can make it out there. I would really, really like to. I'll put it that way. Especially for the 50th anniversary, I feel like that's a pretty good milestone to go check out. So, Flicky Cheeky, I love both. I actually love both. I do love me some Disneyland, 100%. Love Disneyland, but I also love Disney World as well. So, yeah, want to go back to Disneyland, Disney World, since I haven't been there for a long, long time. I might even try to sneak out to Disneyland come June for their Pride Night. I've seen so many videos on social media of their Pride Night, and I really, 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 really want to go. So, might try to sneak out there too. Sister Chicks, June says, Sister Chicks, I live in Eagle Point. Somebody just messaged me on Facebook, it sounds like. What was that? What was that? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Nothing crazy. Di, Cindy is asking where you are, if you want to reveal that information. If you don't, totally cool. Flicky Chicky, to be fair, I do want to go to Tokyo Disney, to all the Disney, Paris, all the parks. I want to go to all the park. Lindsay says, Ian, have you checked out Busch Gardens in Williamsburg when you get to Virginia? I will have to check that out. I am a theme park enthusiast, and I definitely love going to theme parks. It's going to feel weird not having one. I know that there's a Six Flags not too far away. Like, I've passed it in Maryland. So it's, you know, It's not terribly far away, but it's going to feel weird not having a theme park like right in the area. Because I've always had one. Banana Joe is asking what I'm going to do with the triangles that I'm cutting off. Guess what? I'm going to throw them away. I'm giving myself permission to throw them away. Yes, I could sew them together if I'd really wanted to. I could have sewn them all together and made something with it, but I do not feel like doing that. They are going to go in the trash. Don't bother with Disneyland Paris unless you are in France anyways. Curious to hear your reasoning, Zaza. I know, Banana Joe. She's like, no, don't throw them away. Please put them in an envelope and... All right, I will. I'll send all these triangles to you, Di. I could make a postcard with them, yeah. Flicky Chicky, it is... I kind of feel very similar, so... Ellen says, theme park, good grief, we do well to have a grocery store. Oh, I see, Zaza. The French just don't get the Disney vibe. Gotcha. Oh, wait. How do I know if I've got a twist in it? Well, the twist will come out, right? Like I haven't done a Jellyroll race in forever. So like if it should come out, right? Sister Chicks is working on a scrappy quilt with finished 1-inch squares. They would work well in that. Okay, I'll send them to you, Di. I will send them to you. All right. I don't know if I'm doing that. The twist will come out. Okay, good. I'm like, what? All right. Here we go. Here we go. Now, if you know this, if this was Tiffany, she would have had this done 2 hours ago. Mind you, my broadcast started 1 hour and 33 minutes ago. So she would have had it done 2 hours ago. So Terry says, I pretty much ruined a quilt paying too much attention to the little triangle than the main block. Now I have to reinforce all the blocks or throw them out. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, So Terry, that sucks. That sucks. Di says Tiffany is the Mario Andretti of quilting. She really is. She really, really is. She would have had this done 2 hours ago. Anna says you'll be pretty dang close to Six Flags America. Hershey and Busch Gardens, maybe 2 hours. Also, pro tip, out of BWI, you can get round trip tickets to Orlando for around $80. Excellent. Yeah, I'm excited to, I do want to go to Hershey Park. I've seen lots and lots of videos and stuff on Hershey Park, and I do love chocolate, so feel like that would be a fun trip. Sister Chicks, yep, 100% right. She's the Mario Andretti, for sure. So Terry, I cut too close to the stitches on the block to make sure that I got the little half square triangles. Oof. Hate it when that happens. Right, Zaza? That is poop emoji. This poop emoji is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. WDE uses the cutoffs for leaders and enders. It's a good idea. Banana Joe says, Hershey, no, they're awful. So you're not wrong. But it's what we have in America. We don't have a lot of Swiss chocolate. Even British chocolate is better than American chocolate. But unfortunately, our markets are flooded with American chocolate, not the good stuff. So I have to deal with what I've got. Because let's face it, importing pallets and pallets and pallets of European chocolate, I would go broke. Banana Joe, I'm not poop. No, not you. Not you. Hershey is fun, about 45 minutes away from Burkholder Fabrics, where there's a huge Green Dragon market open on Fridays. Mostly the Amish market for food is 15 minutes from Burkholder. Sandra says he doesn't need a theme park. He just needs to go to Becca's and have a session with her, Mama Nancy, Mary, and maybe Tiffany. That is true. I'm excited that I'll be able to hang out with Becca a lot. Ian, there's a Six Flags in Jackson, New Jersey. There is. That one is... So believe it or not, I mean, why would you not believe this? But I actually used to work at a Six Flags theme park. And so I used to know where all the theme parks are and their names. And now I've forgotten. Magic Mountain is in California. Over Texas is in Over Texas. Six Flags Over Georgia is in Georgia. Six Flags America is in Maryland. What is New Jersey's park? Burkholder's is amazing, is phenomenal, says Doretha. Dorothea. Doretha. What the heck, Ian? Sorry. Doretha. What is that? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I just don't know. They could have changed the recipe to make it better. I wish they would, because it sucks. But again, it's like all we have here, so. Catherine says, you and Becca are twins separated at birth. Well, she was definitely born a few years ahead of me, so I don't think we were separated at birth, but yeah. Great Adventure in New Jersey. Thank you. That's right. Great Adventure. I knew somebody in here would know it. Dorothy, gotcha. Dorothy, like the Wizard of Oz, got it. The A at the end threw me. Dorothy, like the Wizard of Oz. Sorry about that. That's the hard part about dyslexia, is a lot of times I'll see letters, like words, as blocks, concrete blocks. You can't break them down, you can't change them. And so, like, when I see the EA at the end of your name, my brain wants to pronounce that. Claudia, did you get my email? Let me check. Not in my inbox. Let me check my junk. Because a lot of times, not a lot of times. There it is. I see it. Thanks for checking. Move that to my inbox. Yes, I did get it. I did get it. Let me read your address out to everyone. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I would never do that. But yes, I did get your email. Thank you. Thanks for checking too. I'm glad you checked, because I would have looked there. I would have gone and looked in the junk folder, but it's nice to know that it's there. I do too, Judy. Judy says, I prefer dark chocolate. I too prefer dark chocolate. Give me that 70% cocoa and above. It's delicious. There you go. Banana Joe says, well, say separated in heaven before birth. There you go. I can go with that one. Oh, it's a Greek name. Oh, interesting. Oh, you prefer Dorothy. Got it. Got it. I want to go back to Greece so bad. I loved my time in Greece. And I want to go back so bad. Claudia says, thank you also for the congratulations. I love all the support. Absolutely. Oh no, Flicky Chicky says dark chocolate triggers a migraine for her. Ghirardelli chocolate is by far the best. That is what I typically go with, is Ghirardelli chocolate, especially if I'm making Paula Deen's triple chocolate chip cookies. I'll use Ghirardelli chocolate. I do like Ghirardelli chocolate, especially way better than Hershey's. I like Ghirardelli chocolate, and I like Lindor's, those chocolate truffle things. So good. Again, it's American chocolate, so it's still not the best, but it's at least better. It's at least better than Hershey's. We use that name in Italy as well. Isn't it crazy how things have like moved across continents? Like, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but like, okay, so a good example of this, I think I've talked about this on my channel before, but up in the constellations, up in the sky at night, there is a group of stars on Taurus's shoulder that are called the Pleiades. And it is a group of 7 stars. And it's interesting because at least 3 different cultures who are not close to each other, they're on different continents, different countries, different continents, all made up the same story about the Pleiades, that they were 7 sisters, and one of the stars is dimmer than the rest. And in all of the stories, she was ashamed for one reason or another. I think one of them, she married a mortal, and so she's ashamed of that. And so her light is dimmer than all the others. And it's crazy to me that at least 3 different cultures, not related to each other, not close geographically to each other, all came up with the same story. It's crazy. Oh, Lindor is not American. That's probably why it tastes so good. I feel like Lindor's is like they don't make that chocolate overseas and bring it here. It has to be made here. And I feel like because of that, they probably use the lesser ingredients. Like they take the American way out of chocolate. If that makes any sense at all. Sister Chick says, dude, have a big bag of Lindor's blood orange truffles in my pantry right now. I may have to have one later today. You can send one my way too. Just kidding. Kidding. If anybody wants to know the history of Hershey's chocolate, watch The Food That Built America. Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out. Anna says, what material did you use for your design wall trying to put one up? And I have the curtain rods installed. So this design wall was actually given to me. It is a fabric that has kind of a flannel to it. I can't see the name. I can't see the name on it because the quilt is covering it up a little bit. I don't think that this is available anymore, but it was a straight up fabric that you could purchase that had that texture to it, and you could turn it into a design wall basically. So I can't see the information. People ask me all the time, and I should have this memorized by now, but I don't remember what the company is. Anna says, no joke, the IKEA dark chocolate is so good. I also like Aldi's dark chocolate. I feel like that's because those are imports. I might be wrong, but I feel like that those chocolates are imported. Should probably oil this machine. Right, exactly, Margaret. And just think about the star that was, thinking about the stars, that was all before the internet, right? That is 100% correct. So all this happened before the internet, before even like telephones, like we're talking like way, way back. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Donna says, not true, Ian. If there was a sister company in America, the original chocolate can be imported. Oh, good to know. Maybe it is important. Imported, not important, imported. I just figured that they would want to save money by, producing here in America versus importing all of that, Does that make sense? But maybe that's why I like Lindor's more than Hershey, is because it's imported. I'll have to look at a bag next time and see, because they usually have to list like if it's imported or made in America or whatever. Donna says, according to the person from Sicily, there are 3 countries met in Italy, and they may have taken the stories back to their countries. That's interesting. Donna says that she worked in a candy factory for 34 years. That's awesome. Did you ever get tired of, because I know that companies will like give you product or whatever. Did you ever get tired of it? Like, ugh, I have to eat another one, I feel like if you worked in a donut shop, you would get tired of donuts. If you worked in a bakery, you'd get tired of cakes and cupcakes and all that, pies. Curious. No, never. Okay. Never got tired of it. Awesome. What was your favorite? What was your favorite candy to get? I don't even know if you worked in chocolate or if you worked in um, like Willy Wonka or like. Hey, lifting, and stitching. Good to see you. Your name is escaping me right now. I know you. I just can't. I can't pull your name at this moment. I'm horrible with names. Sorry about that. Catherine says Donna would be as big as a house. So Terry says it, meaning Google, says it is produced in Europe and in the US as well. I'm assuming you're talking about Lindorf chocolates, because that's what we were talking about. So I'm going to assume that's what you're talking about. Auntie L, I worked in a candy store in high school. I got sick of the smell of chocolate after a few months. Unfortunately, after I stopped working there, I started loving chocolate again. Craft On and so forth says hello, everyone. Hello. Good to see you. I remember the I love Lucy when Ethel worked at a chocolate factory. So interesting fact. I just learned this week on TikTok. TikTok teaches me so many things. It's crazy. Sorry, I'm getting super excited because I just like literally heard this recently. Lucy worked in a chocolate factory for I think they said 3 weeks to learn the process and to learn how to do it so that that bit became funnier. Like she cut some things out because they didn't make sense. And so she genuinely learned how to do that process for like 3 weeks. Josh, thank you. Josh is asking what fabrics I'm working with. They look gorgeous. Or geodes. They look like geodes. Yes, this is some kind of geode fabric. I actually got this from my mom. She bought it, I believe, from Hobby Lobby years ago. I mean, years. I'm guessing at least 5 years ago. So it's obviously no longer available. But it was. She bought me 2 fat quarters. She bought me 2 fat quarters. And so they've literally been sitting in my drawer for years, and I never knew what to do with them. I actually used a little bit when I went to QuiltCon in 2022. I used some of it to make postcards when I took Sarah Ruiz's postcard class. So I did use some of it for that, but I've had 1 full set of fat quarters that I never touched. So I don't know what size this is going to come out to. I'm hoping it makes at least a baby quilt. So we'll see. Tracy says, hey everyone, hope everyone's enjoying the long holiday weekend. I love Lindors with caramel. Caramel's my favorite. Oh, love caramel. Lucy was a great actress. She was amazing. Her TikToks, not her TikToks, but like people have uploaded her videos into TikTok sometimes, and they'll come across my stream, and I just stop and watch them every time. Even if I've seen it like 20 times over, I will still stop and watch it again because she was comedic genius. Joni says, after my surgery, my Grammy was in a care facility. One day at lunch, a lady at her table was saying la 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 nonstop. Granny asked her to stop, and she started yelling la la la. So funny. Oh my. Good Lord. Donna says, yes, she did. She was before my time, but I worked on the line she portrayed. Oh, interesting. Donna, that's pretty cool. So you worked with chocolates. Banana Joe says, I laughed my head off, and also her husband was great. They were just a great... I know that they had marital problems big time. I did a report on Lucille Ball, in middle school, and they had marriage problems big time. But they were comedic geniuses, and especially working together. The Long Long Trailer. Oh my God, that movie is hysterical. It's all twisted up and a ball of mess. This is it's the thing I hate about Jellyroll race type projects is they get all tangled up in your lap. Keep sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing. That's still my favorite movie. I watch it every time it comes on. Long Long Trailer, man. It was great. Mom showed that to me many, many years ago when it was hilarious. Especially when she's like cooking, trying to cook dinner. I think she's cooking dinner, lunch or dinner, in the trailer while Ricky's driving. That may not have been their character names, but while Ricky was driving and she's all over. Oh my God. I also remember the one where she's like, I can't remember, she's lighting the cigarette or somebody else is lighting the cigarette and her nose catches on fire. That was a blooper. That was not supposed to happen. But she ran with it and it became like gold. Hey Katie, good to see you. Hot tub time for Zaza. It is too hot in Texas for that. Lindsay says, I'm sewing and trimming and sewing and trimming and sewing and trimming and sewing and trimming. Brenda is asking, when is Jellyroll Day? I don't remember. There is a dedicated quote unquote holiday for Jellyroll races, and I don't know when Jellyroll Day is. For me, it's today, because we're working with it. Katie's asking, when is the big day? Towards the end of the month. Towards the end of the month. It is flying by, for sure. That's one of the things that I got to do after I get off live stream. I got to do some more packing. The bread baking episode was hilarious. Yeah, no one expected that, I don't think. Didn't she do one that was like rice too, where she put in like 5 pounds of rice instead of, you know, a little bit? Can't remember. September 21st. I'm just ahead of the curve then. Jellyroll race is September 21st per... excuse me, Donna says it's September 19th. So it's either September 21st or September 19th. Yes, Josh, I'm going to be moving to Virginia. have the set of I Love Lucy videos. It's greatness. It really is. The grape stomping episode. Oh my gosh. Just so great. September 21st. Okay, thank you guys. September 21st is Jellyroll Race Day. I'm just apparently ahead of the curve. Oh, that's what it was. Right, Banana Joe. It was her husband that put in too much rice. That's right. I thought it was her, but it was her husband. I always love that soundbite that's like, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. That was my really bad attempt at the accent, but you know what I'm talking about. Cracks me up every time. Lucy, got some splaining to do. So funny. Joni says, sorry, I should have said that the lady was fine. She just wanted to be annoying. Jeez. Josh says, keep me posted on your V8 experience. I have a move to list, wish list running. Absolutely. I will, trust me, y'all will know. Y'all will know how I'm doing in Virginia, but I feel like it's going to be a really good place. I'm super excited to be close to DC. Like DC will just be a normal drive away from me here in Dallas-Fort Worth. So I'm super excited for that. I'm excited. I'm excited just in general. There's so much to explore. There's, you know, so many states nearby to check out. So I'm excited for all. Katie, I'm working on, I had some fat quarters that my mom gave me forever ago. And I didn't know what to do with them. I used she gave me 2 fat quarter bundles of this fabric. I didn't know what to do with it. I kind of started using one for postcards, and then I had a full set of the other that I hadn't touched. So I'm just I'm turning it into kind of a jelly roll race. I'm hoping to have enough to make a full baby quilt, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to turn into. So we'll kind of play around with it and see what happens. Oh, that's right, Banana Joe. They exchanged jobs. That's what it was. And Ricky is not like, because Lucy would do all the cooking, and so he was not. Yes. Him and Ethel's husband. I'm blanking on his name. See, I'm not good with names. Just suck at names. What was his name? But yeah, yeah, I remember now. Ian, definitely get the DC Metro card. Parking at further out is cheaper than driving into DC. I already have the Metro card. I actually have it on my phone. So that actually happened when I was there in November. Because I went to the Smithsonian's. And I did exactly that. I parked out further and drove and rode the train in. So yeah, that has already happened. But good suggestion, because it made things so much easier doing that. It really did. So much easier. Dale, I have already started looking into that and figuring it. I'm trying to figure it out. So that is something that I'm looking into and figuring out. Fred, thank you. Fred. All of a sudden, everybody kept saying Fred, and I was like, what? Why is everybody saying Fred all of a sudden? Oh, right, that was Ethel's husband, Fred. Oh, the video that came across my TikTok most recently was the one of Lucy on the lawnmower. Banana Joe has to go. She says, I have to go. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Good to see you as always. Well, see you. If I ever make it to Italy, you know I'm going to say, let's meet up. I will make it back to Italy someday. Been there once, definitely want to go again. Fred and Ethel. I am, Katie. I am talking about I Love Lucy. Sorry, I've got like a cramp or something going on in my shoulder. Anna says, also not sure if they're still doing it, but DC has a $2 fare weekends, most weekends. I will definitely be checking it. Like when I like to plan. I really like to plan things, so I will definitely be checking out the Metro's website. But I think it's cheaper on the weekends for sure. There was one day that I took the week off. It was the week of Thanksgiving, and I took the week off, and I went into DC on a weekday, and they charged me for parking at the parking garage because it was a weekday. It's like, dang it, that sucks. It was fine, but it just kind of sucked being like, oh man, I have to pay parking fees. As opposed to the first time I had done that, it was the weekend, and so the parking garage was free. Auntie L says, I have half a jelly roll and did a jelly roll race with it. Too big for a baby quilt, but too small for a lap quilt. I cut it in half, threw borders on it, and made it into 2 baby quilts. That's awesome. That may be what ends up happening with this one. I'm not sure. Sherry says, will you have a large space for a sewing room in Virginia? I will have a studio space. I'm so excited for that. I will have a studio space that I can have dedicated to setting up my equipment, leaving it up, not having to take it down every single live stream. So very excited for that. Pam says, I love Lucy where they were on the chocolate conveyor belt. That is a classic, absolute classic. Two baby quilts is quite the Sipendaria. I can't say that word today. Sipendarius. Why can I not say that word today? See, this is the other thing with dyslexia. Some days I can say and or spell a word, no problem, and then other days it's just like poof, gone. That word is just gone from my vocabulary, it's gone from my spelling abilities, just serendipitous. There we go, serendipitous. I did it! Yep, the grape stomping is amazing. Although every time I see the grape stomping one, it reminds me, I don't know if y'all have seen this video on YouTube or on the internet, but there's a lady, they were doing a grape fest thing. I don't even know what where it was, but they were doing a grape fest type event, and they were having grape stomping, and this lady, they were interviewing her, and she starts stomping on the grapes, and then they stop, and she tries to cheat and does a couple more stomps, and she falls out of the bucket that she's stomping in, and it was on a platform, so she ends up falling on the ground and really injuring herself, and this is all happening on like live camera and everything. So every time I see the grape stomping one, I think of that clip as well. Oh, Vitameja, yep, that one. Vitameja vitamin, however she says it. It's another great one. Cindy says, gotta go. Hubby had surgery and is gonna go for rehab for a bit. We'll watch tonight. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being here, Cindy. Charlotte says, just finished a Hemingway pouch and shared pictures in your Facebook group. Ian, awesome. Can't wait to see it. Dale says, Josh, just checked out your channel. The blocks and the shorts were great. Didn't you do something recently with like, what was that, 5x7 blocks or something, I think? If I remember correctly. I feel like you did something like that recently. This is the stitch that never ends. It goes on and on. Awesome, Lindsay. Guys, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, make sure to hit exclamation Facebook in the live chat. If you're not live, you can find the link under the more information of the description of this video. Hit exclamation point Facebook if you're currently live in the chat. And that'll give you the link to the Facebook group. If you're not already a member, you can become a member. It is free. And just make sure to answer all the questions. If you don't answer all the questions and agree to the group rules, it will not let you into the group. So make sure that you're answering all the questions and agreeing to the group rules. Otherwise, the bot will kick you, will not kick you, but not let you in the group and says, hey, please make sure to do this. Vita Vita Vegamin. Yeah. I have a hard time saying it normally, so yeah. Vita Vega, yeah, that one. Craft and So Forth is sewing 2.5-inch strips for a heart bargello. Very cool. Right, Lindsay says, I got denied from the group for, I got denied to the group the first time because I forgot to answer the questions. There we go, got it. Woo! Took me a second, but yeah, if you don't answer the questions, then it automatically rejects. I did that to try and keep spammers and scammers out. So I absolutely try my hardest to protect the people in the group, and that is one way that I can do that. So yeah, if you don't answer the questions and agree to the rules, it automatically kicks you out and says, hey, you need to do that. And then you just go back in and do it, and it's fine. Most recent finished was a modern homemade face quilt pattern. Currently working on a ton of 5-inch 4-print curvy stars. Oh, that's cool. I love Flaky Chicky. I love that book. The quilt, The Ghost Who Was a Quilt. Oh, love that book. I would read it on here, except publishers don't like that. Ask me how I know. Because when I worked for a library system during the pandemic, we tried to do story time and found out that we couldn't because of copyright, which I understand, I get, but we're like, we were all going like, we're in a pandemic, guys. Like, Sheila, make sure no space in between Facebook and the exclamation point. Got to be one thing together. That is that's how the commands work. You can't put the spaces in between them. Yours, Mine, and Ours is a favorite movie that Lucy did. That's another good one. I like that one. Oh, geez. Brenda says that T said last night that bots had found their way in. Yeah. Got to do everything that I can to try and keep them out, but they find a way in sometimes. And then somebody in my Facebook group was being very clever after I put that warning, because I put a warning up in my Facebook group about there's some scams going around sewing groups right now that somebody, mother, daughter, husband, like there are people saying, oh, my daughter died and she had a whole bunch of sewing machines and such, and I want to send it to somebody for free, just pay the shipping. Or my wife died and I can't bear to look at the sewing machine anymore, I will send it to you for just the cost of shipping. Those are fake. And I posted about that in my Facebook group, and somebody, you may be able to figure out who it was, somebody got real clever and decided to create a fake post that was pretending to be one of those scammers, and y'all pointed it out real fast. I got multiple notifications very quickly, and when I looked on the post, because it was posted anonymously, I can see on the backside who posted it, and it was a funny post, so I left it because it was funny and there was no malicious intent behind it. But it was funny, and it made me laugh, so I kept it in there. But several people pointed it out as being fake or scam or whatever. So y'all are doing good. Y'all got gold stars for the day for that. But yeah, be vigilant if anybody says and it's so sad because like there are truly sob stories out there. There are truly sad stories out there of, you know, losing loved ones and not knowing what to do with their machine, fabric, stuff. But like you just can't trust it. You cannot trust them, which really makes me sad, you know? Because mean people do things like that where they steal your money and don't send you anything and blah, blah, blah. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you. Guys, I think I may finish this long stitch and we may leave it here because I don't know what to do next week. So we may come back to this next week and continue working on it, if that's okay with y'all. Because we're officially, usually I like to go 2 hours, we're officially 19 minutes over, which, I mean, I don't mind going long, but I haven't had lunch yet. So if it's okay with y'all, I think after I put this stitch, this is always the longest one. After I put this stitch together, we may save this until next week. Let me know if that's okay with y'all. If y'all think that's a good idea. If you think it's a stupid idea, it's okay. Are you going to show post from your group? So what I like to do is I have a maker moment in my recap videos. So for my monthly recap videos, I will put in maker moments. And so I'll choose like 5 projects from my group that kind of caught my eye. And I will put those into those videos. I didn't want to steal Becca's idea of showing off the Facebook group in live streams. So, and I kind of like curating like throughout the month the list of projects that catch my eye. So, did I do this one? No, that's right. No, check out my monthly recap video, and it will highlight 5 projects that caught my eye this month. Sounds good. Okay, cool. I appreciate that, everybody. We will finish this next week. It also gives me a project to work on because, again, I don't know, like, a lot of stuff is getting packed away, and so I don't have a lot of stuff out anymore. But we will continue working on this next weekend. Katie's asking, has anyone seen Linda Hilbert? Absolutely, Sandra. Sandra says, do you mind holding up what you have accomplished so far? Absolutely. Pat says, hopefully I just signed up for your Facebook group. If you answered all the questions and agreed to the rules, then you did just fine. And you are now in the group. But yes, I will hold this up so you can see what we've gotten done so far. And then we'll finish it next week. Ooh, that's so cool, Katie. That's on my bucket list, is to see the Northern Lights. That is on my bucket list. I have to do it before I die. Absolutely, Sandra. Oh, and of course it ends on one of the seams, but oh well, it'll be fine. I need to follow your live. I would get so much more done if I just watched and sewed. Well, that's what these lives are for. It's a time for us to come together. We can work on our own projects, chat, all that kind of stuff. So absolutely, feel free, if you haven't already, click the bell notification icon below this video, and that will give you a notification every time I go live. You do have to have your notifications turned on your mobile device, though, so make sure to do that. And then, I try to go live Sundays, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time is when I go live. So you can even schedule that out on your calendar if you wanted to. Auntie L says, next year I will be in Iceland this time of year. Hopefully we'll get to see the Northern Lights. That would be pretty awesome. All right, there we go. Trim just a little bit off. Because it's on the seam, of course. Of course it lands on a seam. Why would it not? Ian, do you always piece with the same size / needle type? How often do you replace them? So I have a whole packet of fresh needles, so I typically change it with every new project. doesn't always happen, and a lot of times I'm working on several projects at the same time, so kind of every time I like clean my machine, I will change needles. So here we go. Here's what we got so far. This is going to be so hard. It's so long. It's only the first long seam, so it's like kind of all over the place. But it's looking pretty cool so far. I kind of like this. What do y'all think? Oh, sweet Karen. That's sweet of you. Deborah says, hi from New Hampshire. I've been trying to finish up a turning 12 quilt for my granddaughter for Christmas. It's Tula Pink fabrics. It took me years to collect all the Tula fat quarters. That's awesome. Deborah, are you not working today? You're normally at work. I just realized that. That's the same fabric I used from Michaels for Cozy Quilts pattern Simplicity 2. I love that fabric. Oh, that's interesting. Do you happen to remember the name of it? Because I don't think it's available anymore, but Sammy, I've managed to finish quilting the main body of a quilt that I've been working on. Well, I'm watching today. Now it's just the border left. Awesome. Open, 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 open. Barbara says, it looks like you're doing a jelly roll race. It was kind of a jelly roll. Basically, this fabric was in fat quarters, and then I turned them into 2.5-inch strips and put them together. So I now have a pile of this fabric. There we go. How's that? Goodness gracious. It is going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be really cool looking when it's all done. So next time we'll keep working on, because, next up we do the same thing again. And each time you do it, the stitch length, not the stitch length, the seam will get shorter and shorter because your quilt is forming. So I think it's going to be bigger than, I think it's going to be, who said that recently? Somebody did. It's going to be bigger than a baby quilt, but it's too small to be a lap quilt. So I'll have to see. What do I normally use for needles? I usually use, what are these? 80 needles? Yeah, 80. That's what I use. Oh my gosh. But I know it was by Loops and Threads. Okay, thank you. Loops and Threads. So if you're looking for this fabric, again, it's probably out of print, but Loops and Threads. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Josh. A wheelchair quilt. Oh, actually, that would work for one of my nephews. So there you go. Put a border on it and make it bigger. Yep. So, all right, well, that is going to take us to the end of today's live broadcast. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Thanks for hanging out for a little over 2 hours. Next week, we will continue working on this. Don't forget, Monday, I have a video coming out for Clue 2 of Wild West, so make sure to check out that video if you're working on Clue 2. And then on Tuesday, I'll have my August recap video coming out, and I'll show you those top 5 projects that caught my eye during the month of August in my Facebook group. And don't forget, if you want to, you feel free to post your project in my Facebook group whenever you're working on something, even if it's not finished, still working on it, whatever. Share it in the Facebook group, and if it catches my eye, I will post it in my video at the end of each month. So make sure to check that out. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. And of course, I love each and every one of you. And don't forget that normal is just a setting on the dryer. I will see you next Sunday, and we'll finish this out and see. I'm really excited to see what this looks like. But until then, I will see y'all later, and have a great Sunday, everybody. Happy Labor Day. I almost said Memorial Day. That's the beginning of summer. Happy Labor Day, everyone, and have a great holiday. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Be safe, and I will see y'all next week.